Hey everyone, what up? Mad Kaiser here, and back with more Visions of Mana, which is really exciting. As I said before, I'm really excited for that game, and I think it just looks absolutely beautiful. And recently, my video is doing so well, just 2 weeks ago. So why not follow up and continue covering this game? But before we begin, if you like what you're seeing here, then by all means, like the video, click the subscribe button if you're new, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to get updated on all future Visions of Mana content from yours truly. Not only that, but I'm also aiming to reach a milestone of 750 subscribers, and hopefully when I do reach that milestone, I'll be able to play and review on what many consider to be one of the best modern JRPGs ever, which is Persona 5 Royal. So please, do yourself a favor. So just now recently we had Xbox's developer direct, and one of the games that was shown, surprisingly, was from Square Enix, and it was obviously, well, Visions of Mana, and this involved having both the producer as well as series creator of this game just talking about it and just looking, just showing more footage of the game, and we see things on how big this new world is, on how it just looks absolutely beautiful, and we can see that exploration is gonna look absolutely wonderful. Honestly, looking at this world just from the footage just reminds me of games like, say, Tales of Arise, as well as Dragon Quest XI, which is honestly a good call given this semi-open world, semi-open field kind of approach, which I absolutely love. Not only that, but we also have things like that this game will have actually even aerial combat, we see aerial attacks, and even we can see even using magic attacks midair, which is awesome. Kind of reminds me of, I think, Kingdom Hearts, which is, again, that's really awesome. And we also see things like seeing returns of the series staple like the elementals, which will assist players during battle in the form of specialized items, and with each weapon producing a different effect in combat according to its respective element, which will allow for a very fast-paced and flexible fighting style. Not only that, but the other amazing thing about it was the new companion that we can expect to encounter, which are called the Pickles, which is this big dog, and oh my god, it just looks absolutely adorable. I just want to pet it so much. It just looks like a absolutely wonderful companion. I really hope that we do get to pet it. Please, let me pet this thing. Oh my god, I just want to pet it so much. It just looks absolutely adorable. But also, we also learned that Visions of Mana will also feature soundtrack of, 100 songs at launch, and will have, composed or received contributions from creators who worked on previous Mana titles, Hiroyuki Kikuta, who again follow me on Twitter, which by the way you should check him out, as well as Ryo Yamazaki and Tsuyoshi Sekito. And honestly, with this new music system, we can expect just some amazing soundtracks and some interesting ones, on how the arrangement of background music would change the moment that players will either leave or enter during combat. And honestly, this just looks absolutely wonderful for the footage, and best of all, this game is coming around summer 2024, which I think is an awesome release window. That'll be a good way to launch ever since after, obviously, next month we're getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, as well as we're also getting sometime in the spring Final Fantasy 16 second and last DLC, which is the Rising Tide. And aside from the upcoming Final Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail, there's not really much to expect from Square Enix. I mean, obviously there's also Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, but we're still waiting for news about it. Hopefully this year is the year we get more into that. But back on topic for Visions of Mana, this game looks absolutely wonderful, and honestly I just can't wait for it. I'm just amazed by this. I'm amazed that having a brand new original Mana game over 15 years just looks absolutely wonderful with this increased budget. take a look at a comparison between this and the Trials of Mana remake, and you'll see how much of a glow up it is compared to that game. It's just wow. Now obviously I did also notice that there was a little bit of an elephant in the room to address, and that is, well, this game does seem that might be ditching the co-op thing. Like as it says, it's going to be single player, so it does seem that, well, this game might not have the co-op like the classic games. I mean, I'm aware that Trials of Mana remake didn't have it, which is a bit of a shame, but it does seem that this game isn't going to have it, which I'm split on this, honestly. Like, while I do prefer, single player experiences, I mean, even for like, JRPGs, well, action RPGs with Pi members, I slowly don't mind even alternatively even having co-op and couch co-op, because that was one of the things that both the Mana series and even the Tales series have, but the recent games like Tales of Arise and now the Trials of Mana remake and this game might not have that. I mean, it's not a big deal, but sometimes even having co-op, and especially even online co-op, like recently with Granblue Fantasy Relink, it does show that it's actually a cool thing to have, honestly. But aside from that, I am still stoked with Visions of Mana, and I will do my best to play all the other Mana games. Like, there's obviously the collections of Mana, which will have the classic Mana games that I'm gonna get, as well as also try out the remakes like Trials of Mana remake. And honestly, I'm just really stoked for that. Honestly, this is one of my most anticipated games of this year, and I can't wait to cover more of it and play up to its release. I'm just really that excited for it. So with that said, until then, let me know guys in the comments what you think. Until then, Mad Kaiser out.